Hello everyone, welcome to Module 18 of the online teacher training course, which is entitled Utilizing the New Teacher's Book. The teacher's book can be considered as your best friend in the teaching process. Making good use of the teacher's book will ensure that you conduct effective and engaging lessons. In this module, we will have opportunities to identify typical teachers' activities and pupils' activities, or we can call them pedagogical activities, listed in the teacher's book. Master some techniques to elicit, scaffold, and check pupils' understanding. Exploit different inputs available in the teacher's book creatively, and design a lesson plan and conduct an activity based on the teacher's book. This video will focus on finding out what typical pedagogical activities are in the teacher's book and how to conduct them effectively in a lesson. In the teacher's book, teachers can usually find suggested teaching activities to be done in class with the pupils, and the action verbs to guide teachers how to conduct these activities successfully and effectively. Please have a quick look at a unit in an English teacher's book. List out as many action verbs as you can see in the teacher's and pupils' activities. An example is given to you on the slide. You have 3 minutes to finish this task. Okay, you can find several suggestions in the slide here. Do you have many action verbs? In the class section, the teachers can do some of these things: elicit, question, instruct, model, explain, present, illustrate, demonstrate, scaffold, check pupils' understanding, organized or managed or monitor, test, assess or evaluate, correct, comment, give feedback. Meanwhile, students can brainstorm, respond, speak, or listen or read, write, think, pair and share, discuss, perform tasks, participate, play. Among the above listed pedagogical activities, 3 most challenging ones for the teachers might be eliciting, scaffolding, and check pupils' understanding. However, these are also the techniques teachers have to do most often at different stages of an activity. I mean pre, while, and post stages. In the following parts, we shall study these techniques in more detail. First of all, we shall study eliciting techniques. So, what is eliciting? Also called elicitation. According to Dictionary of Language Teaching Applied Linguistics, eliciting techniques are techniques or procedures which a teacher uses to get learners to actively produce speech or writing. The Oxford Learner's Dictionary, or the Teacher's Lingo, the website is on the slide, gives a narrower definition. Eliciting refers to the practice of getting information or a reaction from the learners directly during the lesson. In this way, the teacher is not feeding the answers, context, or examples to the students, but rather the students are being creative and using their own answers and ideas in the lesson. Now, why should teacher use eliciting? This activity aims at finding out what students know or understand and how they are thinking and reasoning. Teachers then can adapt the teaching or presentation. This activity involves the class by focusing students' attention and making them think. It also encourages students to draw on what they already know or partly know. It's useful for mixed ability class or for those from different backgrounds. Eliciting techniques have some advantages as well as disadvantages. The advantages are they ensure activities interaction between pupils and the teacher and facilitate natural communication in class. The lesson, therefore, becomes much more engaging and meaningful for the language learners present in the class. However, not all the language teachers have good eliciting techniques. Some teachers have difficulty in raising good questions, and eliciting usually takes more time than straightforward presentation. Eliciting can be done during many different stages of the lesson. In a primary class, teachers may elicit answers from pupils by using pictures. For example, what can you see in this picture? Teachers elicit using games or activities, using text or dialogues in the student book. You can see the examples in the next two slides. Teachers can also elicit by miming. I mean using body gestures, facial expressions, or body language. For example, the teacher mimes an action of reading a book and asks, "What am I doing?" Teachers can ask questions to get pupils to talk. What do you do before having a meal? Do you lay the table? When eliciting, teachers should remember to check pupils' responses, check their understanding, and importantly, set up an environment in which pupils are comfortably sharing their thinking. Let's have a small practice to check if you are good at this eliciting technique. Look at the pictures on the slides. This is an activity from Tiếng Anh 3, Unit 14, Lesson 2, Activity 6, page 27. Think of what teachers may say to elicit from pupils using the pictures and what he or she responds to the pupils' answers. Okay, here are some suggestions. Work in pairs. One of you looks at picture A, the other looks at picture B. Ask and answer questions. Teacher gives the model with one pupil. For example, "What can you see in your picture, Mai? Is it a living room or a bedroom? How many chairs are there in your picture? Where is the sofa?" etc. Teacher remembers to ask different kinds of questions. Open question, or question, WH question, etc. Here is another practice with a different kind of activity from Tiếng Anh 3, Unit 3, Lesson 1, Activity 5, page 19. Now you can see some pupils in the pictures talking. This time, you should elicit differently, right? What can you say? What can you respond to the pupils' answers? When you finish, Turn to the next slide for some suggestions. When you elicit, it is important to help pupils to understand the context and the meaning of the language focused in that context. The questions you raise should highlight the characters involved in the conversation, the locations where the conversation happens, the actions that are taking place, and the language focus that matches with that situation. Here are some of the useful expressions for you to elicit from the visuals. Please look at the picture. How many pupils are there? Where are they? What are they doing? Who is Linda? Who is the girl with black hair? What does she say? After you invite the pupils to answer and listen to them, you also need to respond to their answers by thanking them for their contribution, helping them to further develop their ideas, and engaging more pupils into the conversation. You can do so by applying these following expressions. Thank you, Anne. It's a nice idea. What do you think about? Do you think so? Do you agree with your friend? Does anyone have a different idea? These pieces of advice about eliciting are adapted from Jim Scrivener's 2005. In his book Learning Teaching, Macmillan, page 100. Note that two of them are not good advice. Can you find them? 1. Give a lot of information. 2. Use your hands to show which learners should speak. 3. Tell the learners clearly if they are correct or not. 4. If someone gives an incorrect answer, ask them to repeat it 2 or 3 times and then say the correct answer yourself. 5. If the learners don't know the answer, don't elicit for too long. Give them more information or tell them the answer. 6. When you have a correct answer, make sure everyone understands. 7. Don't use eliciting in monolingual classes. 8. Use eliciting regularly in your lessons. Learners are active and involved in the lesson. Okay, numbers 4 and 7 are not good advice. Actually, teachers should not ask learners to repeat incorrect answers. And teachers can use eliciting in monolingual classes. That's all for this lesson. For more videos and information about eliciting, click these links on the slide. See you next time when we look at the other 2 techniques, scaffolding and check learners' understanding. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.